Vocabulary related to politics and international relations is crucial for understanding and discussing global affairs. Here's a detailed explanation with examples. 1. Political institutions and systems. 1.1 Democracy. 1. Definition: a system of government in which power is vested in the hands of the people, either directly or through elected representatives. 2. Example: the United States is a representative democracy where citizens elect officials to make decisions on their behalf. 1.2 Autocracy. 1. Definition: a system of government where power is concentrated in the hands of one person or a small group. 2. Example: North Korea is often cited as an autocracy, with power centralized in the ruling family. 1.3 Oligarchy. 1. Definition: a system of government where a small group of individuals, often from the elite, holds power. 2. Example: the country's political decisions were heavily influenced by the oligarchy of wealthy businessmen. 2. Political ideologies. 2.1 Liberalism. 1. Definition: a political ideology emphasizing individual liberties, democracy, and a market-driven economy. 2. Example: liberal democracies often prioritize personal freedoms and civil liberties. 2.2 Conservatism. 1. Definition: a political ideology advocating for the preservation of traditional institutions and a cautious approach to change. 2. Example: conservative parties often emphasize the importance of stability and social order. 2.3 Socialism. 1. Definition: an economic and political system advocating for collective or government ownership and control of the means of production. 2. Example: in some European countries, there are social democratic parties that incorporate socialist principles into a democratic framework. 3. International relations terminology. 3.1 Diplomacy. 1. Definition: the conduct of negotiations and relationships between nations. 2. Example: the diplomats engaged in diplomatic talks to resolve the conflict peacefully. 3.2 Sanctions. 1. Definition: measures taken by a country or a group of countries to coerce another country into conforming to international law or changing specific policies. 2. Example: economic sanctions were imposed on the nation as a response to human rights violations. 3.3 Alliance. 1. Definition: a formal agreement between nations to cooperate for specific purposes, often in matters of defense. 2. Example: NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, is a military alliance formed for mutual defense among member countries. 4. Political actions and processes. 4.1 Legislation. 1. Definition: the process of making or enacting laws. 2. Example: the Parliament passed new legislation to address environmental concerns. 4.2 Coup d'état. 1. Definition: a sudden and often violent overthrow of a government, typically by a military faction. 2. Example: the coup d'état led to a change in leadership and political instability. 4.3 Referendum. 1. Definition: a direct vote by the electorate on a particular issue or law. 2. Example: the government decided to hold a referendum to determine public opinion on constitutional changes. 5. Political and international relations terms. 5.1 Nationalism. 1. Definition: a strong belief and pride in one's country, often accompanied by a desire for self-determination. 2. Example: nationalism played a significant role in the country's fight for independence. 5.2 Globalization. 1. Definition: the process of interaction and integration among people, companies, and governments of different nations. 2. Example: economic globalization has led to increased interconnectedness of financial markets worldwide. 5.3 Multilateralism. 1. Definition: cooperation among multiple countries or parties, often involving international organizations, to address common issues. 2. Example: climate change requires a multilateral approach with coordinated efforts from various nations. Conclusion: understanding and using vocabulary related to politics and international relations is essential for engaging in informed discussions about global events, political ideologies, and diplomatic processes. It allows individuals to navigate complex issues and contribute to conversations on the world stage.